Very good day. This is V. Ramavalavan. In line with the literature and management series, today we are going to see on failure mode effect analysis. I would like to request you kindly completely watch this video. I am including a live case study. I can even tell you uh, almost like an accident which has happened in my house. A particular case study I would like to tell you. It is a just miss, I can say, but still it has to be considered as an accident, which I would like to include in this on this subject, which is failure mode effect analysis. On this, what Thiruvalur has said, which we are going to see at the end, we will be seeing the case study also. So what he has said, ஊறு ஓரால் உற்றபின் ஒல்காமை இவ்விரண்டின் ஆறு என்பர் ஆய்ந்தவர் கோள். ஊறு ஓரால் உற்றபின் ஒல்காமை இவ்விரண்டின் ஆறு என்பர் ஆய்ந்தவர் கோள். So it is wise to analyze for removing an obstacle. Even before a problem is occurred, we need to foresee if whenever you are getting into an activity, you need to foresee what kind of failure or a problem that could occur, the process whatever we have on, and to be prepared to control them so that if at all it arises, we can be prepared for it and ensure that whatever the objective for which we have started the job, we will complete it. That is what he is trying to tell. So here, whatever the product we are making, what kind of failures that could arise, those things we need to consider before even you design a product. So here is where we are seeing this life cycle of a product. Here this we call it as a bathtub curve. On the y-axis it is a failure rate, on the x-axis it is the time. When you are designing a product, when you are making trials, initially you will come across many failures. Failure rate may be high. Over a period of time, you will start learning, you will somehow do some iterations, and somehow you make it success. So here it will get stabilized and some chance costs exist. So occasionally some kind of failure may occur, and later when it gets into the verge of wear and tear, that time once again more failure starts and finally the product ends. So the same thing is applicable for a human life also. So when a child is born, in the initial 2 to 3 years, the immunity power may not be there. Even for the slightest of environmental change, that could face some problem, like some cold, cough, or fever, whatever it is. So after 2 to 3 years, it gets stabilized. Then chance cause occurs, occasionally headache, cold, fever. Then when age comes, there joint pain, eyesight is getting low, and different issues. Finally, ends the life ends. So this is called the bathtub curve. A life cycle of a product fits into this. Any product you take, it fits into this. So currently, AIAG and VDA jointly released a failure mode effect analysis manual, which talks about 7-step approach. So what are those 7 steps? First is preparation and planning and preparation. Here, whenever you make a product should be a solution for a problem. A product should be a solution for a problem. So for instance, at our house, there is a cooker. Earlier, we were using some firewood. And it behaves different way in rainy season or summer season. So now it has been replaced with a stove and a cooker. The stove can be from sim to high, it can be adjusted. In the cooker, 2 cup rice, 4 cup water, 2 whistles or 3 whistles. The process is stabilized. So earlier the rice cooking was a problem. It consumes a lot of energy or time. The people whoever was using it may not be even realizing that is a problem. That was a problem. So at times customer may not be expressing you some problem. When we go around the world, we may be finding that why can't we give you a solution over here. So that way a product whatever you manufacture, it has to form as a solution for a problem. So in the planning and preparation stage, you need to know the objective, for which solution you are creating this product, for what function you are creating this product, that you should be clear. Then the part number, product description, all those stuff will come here, for which customer you are making, all those stuff will come here. Then the next step is structure analysis, wherein we talked about the cooker. The final product, whatever is coming out of the process line, that we call as process item. The cooker itself is a process item. For making that particular product, it crosses some 10 to 15 steps or 10 to 20 steps. Each and every step is called a process step or process element. Each process element or process step requires a machine, a man, method or material. Such things are called process work element. So you need to understand the structure. What are all the things responsible for forming a product? Unless and until you know the components of the creation of a product, you may not able to understand its function, as well as if at all there exists some failure, we may not able to drill down to that particular failure. So here is where we call it a structure analysis. Each and every item, whatever we analyzed here, like a process item, it has a function. Process element, it has a function. Process work element, it has a function. What is the function of the cooker? It has to cook rice. Next, the process step. For making a cooker, you will be having a long metal that you have to cut. You make it as a cylindrical shape. Okay. What that shape matters? What is the function of that particular material? That is, it has a specific function. Then for making this, you have a machine, you have man. So what is the function of the machine? What is the function of the material, whatever you have chosen there? What is the method you have chosen? What are all the function for each and everything? That has to be written down. Next is the failure analysis. Very simple. What should happen if that doesn't happen is a problem. It's a failure. What should not happen if that happens? It's a failure. Problem. You are putting the ignition key and starting the car. Car has to start and move. It doesn't start or move. It's a problem. Now the car is moving. At one point you wanted to stop it. You are applying brake. It is not stopping. It's a problem. So what should happen if that doesn't happen is a problem. What should not happen if that happens is a problem. If at all such problem occurs, what is the risk? What is the severity? That you have to note down. For handling that risk, what will be the prevention mechanism or the detection mechanism you will employ? That is the sixth step, optimization. So whatever the research you have done, all those things you need to document, called result documentation. So this is 7-step approach. So to understand the failure, first we see the effect. For example, if we have an headache, we will feel that head is paining. That is the effect you are sensing first. Then that is what you experience is the effect. Then what is a failure mode? Your nerves got tired. Your the blood circulation, whatever is happening in the tired nerve, that is creating some problem. That may be some failure mode. What is the cause for this? Right time you have not taken food. Right time you have not slept. You as a product, you consider yourself as a product. What will be okay for you, what will not be okay for you, that you need to understand. Whatever is not okay for you, those things you avoid. That means what you are doing, you are taking action on the causes. If you avoid such things which will not be suiting you, naturally you will not feel any ill effects. That is, you will not feeling any failures. You will not facing any failures. So here is where I wanted to share a case study. In my house, when three burners were on, suddenly the glass top got exploded. Fortunately, my wife was cutting vegetables in the next room. It happened on one December 25th. I called upon the call center. That day no one has answered. The next day I tried. Someone visited on the following day, 27th, someone came and they checked saying that unless and until there is a gas leak, this will not get exploded. For glasses, there is no warranty. So since there is no gas leak, we cannot replace this glass top free of cost. It doesn't cover under warranty. Of course, in the warranty, this thing they have written that glass will not cover under warranty. So I was just representing the company, saying that what is this? This is a safety issue. You assume say that gas leak will be the only problem. There are other failure modes also. There may be a differential temperature when the water droplets falls from the cooker. Cooker is on. When it is about to give whistles, some droplets may even come and fall over the glass. So there could be a differential temperature because of which this could have exploded, which you have not assumed when you have designed this product. You connect me to your quality uh, manager or so. I can talk to them. I can explain so that they can take some inputs out of. Till the end, no one has connected this. This went long for over 6 months. Somehow I fought out and got replaced this with stainless steel stove. See here, see here. Uh, when you don't understand the customer's problem, some adverse marketing would take place. The message will be very viral. The adverse thing will be very viral. The positive things will not go that much in the thing. That is the reason, whenever a customer reports a problem, attend to his call sincerely. Attend means what? With full attention. Let us understand there may be a genuine reason behind it. Let us not at first forego at a standing order. We will not say that this could be the only reason. We are not experts. When we are designing a product based on certain assumptions, we consider certain things and design the product. There may be a lot of reasons. That is why in FMEA, MSR one subject is there. Monitoring system response means what? You consider certain things and design the product. When the product is in actual use, you have to take the response from the customer. Here is where the monitoring system response works. So this I thought I should share. Then we have a program on e-learning. If you would like to know this subject in thorough to apply in your product, this you can even use it for your life time. This thing we have a lot of things which can be applied for our life when you understand this FME. We have a e-learning module. The salient features are you will feel that you are attending in a classroom session. You will be getting it in a very understandable language with the PPT in English, and it will be easy to understand. It will be of 10 to 15 to 20 minutes modules, so that it will not spool for long and it will be easily loading. and frequent evaluation questions will be there. Once you get through that evaluation questions, it will take you to the next module. You can attempt n number of times. Additionally, at the end, you need to complete a what you call case study with your live example. Once that is uploaded, that will also be evaluated. Finally, you will get the certificate. The biggest advantages of this kind of module is, the whoever is participating, even if you wanted to do it by self, not getting sponsored by the organization, you need not take leave from the organization. You can do it at your free time. And even if the organization is sponsoring people, no, they need not pull out people from the regular work. They can pass on this module to them. They will attend it. I can monitor from my place. I can guide them. That way people can do this job. No additional charge on boarding, lodging, the faculty moving from his place to the company, the charges, flight charges, train charges, nothing is required. Next, no non-value added wastage of time, no marketing expenses, no indirect charges. Total cost, whatever you spend, will be for the actual value additions. If you consider this value stream mapping, complete non-value added activities are removed from this. Almost I can say zero non-value added activities. So you can enjoy learning. So if you like this post, like it, comment it, share to people, let everyone gets benefited out of this. Subscribe if you have not done so far. Thanks for watching. Thank you.